What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another erotic yet enticing episode of the Darcside podcast. I am David Viana.
I'm Matt Elias. Welcome to episode 32
I didn't say riveting.
of the podcast, but it's going to be riveting, though.
Yeah.
It was a trick.
Tricked you.
Tricked you into thinking it wasn't going to be riveting. But this week, what we have is a special edition of Darcside News. The internet's most trusted source for everything you need to know in this dark world.
Yeah.
Coming in hot, we've got a breaking news story by WTAE News.
Yes.
Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Local Pittsburgh news station.
Right.
We're going to let I'll give you a hint. It has to do with radiation, drinking water, in a rural area filled with people who don't have any teeth.
Yeah. In fact, it's where we kind of grew up at. So
yes,
it's around that area. So it's kind of, that's why I laugh at it so much.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is just roll this video. You're going to hear it as audio, just the report, because it's good. Trust me. All right.
Here we
go.
Great news music.
Action News investigates.
Action News investigates has learned high levels of radiation have been found in a Pittsburgh area stream that feeds into a water treatment plant.
Investigative reporter Paul Van Alsdahl joining us now. Paul, we're talking about levels, let me get this straight, up to 60 times higher than the maximum allowed in drinking water?
That's right. And those high levels of radiation were found in a Greene County stream that flows into the Mon River. Ultimately, of course, that water ends up here in Pittsburgh. Now, the state says the radiation does not pose a threat to drinking water right now, but a biologist tells me there are, in fact, serious potential health concerns.
I'm going to go get us a sample. We're going to see what's in this water.
Ken Dufala of the Isaac Walton League Conservation Group has been taking samples from 10 Mile Creek for years, frequently finding high levels of total dissolved solids.
I wouldn't touch it. As you can see, I try to keep my hands off of it all I can, because I don't know what's in this water.
To find out exactly what is in the water, he pressed the State Department of Environmental Protection to do comprehensive testing. The results showed levels of radium-226 and 228 totaling 327 picocuries per liter at one location and 301 picocuries per liter of radium-226 at another location. In plain English, that means both samples had 60 times the EPA drinking water standard of 5 picocuries per liter.
There's something in here that's not supposed to be here.
This is where 10 Mile Creek
feeds
into the Mon River. Less than a mile downriver is
Monongahela.
a water treatment plant.
Yep.
That is a major concern for regulators and area residents.
People who drink water.
John Stoltz is a biologist at Duquesne University. He says radium can be hazardous.
The reality is, if it's getting into the water that's being used as a source of drinking water, then it is a problem.
One big problem, water authorities cannot easily get rid of radium through the standard filtering process. Tests by the Tri-County Water Authority last year found low levels of radium-228, just 1 picocurie per liter. But the authority did not test for radium-226, and it did not do any radium testing in 2012 or 2013. It's not just drinking water that's a concern. The Isaac Walton League canceled plans to stock 10 Mile Creek with trout this year after consulting with state officials.
Do you want to eat fish that has radiation in them? It's that simple.
The high radiation levels have area residents alarmed.
They need to do more testing and stuff on it. The government worries about everything else except the working people.
Somebody needs to come up with a solution for it, obviously. You know, that's not good to have that high of radiation levels.
The Department of Environmental Protection says residents should not be worried for now. 10 Mile Creek does feed right into the Mon, so you can understand why people would be concerned about that.
No question, and that's why we're testing at the drinking water source.
The DEP is concerned enough that it is also doing additional testing of water, fish, and wildlife in the area.
We're trying to attack this from every possible angle to see, what the extent of the contamination is, if there is an extensive amount of contamination, what it's affecting, and then tracking it down.
DEP is especially interested in finding the source of the radiation. Duquesne's Stoltz says the test results offer a clue.
It's highly suggestive of that it may be due to drilling operations and or at least the wastewater.
Gas industry officials dismissed that theory, saying there is no evidence that fracking wastewater is being illegally dumped into abandoned mines or streams. The Marcellus Shale Coalition declined our request for an interview.
No evidence.
In a statement, the coalition president Dave
Aside from the
says
radium.
the industry uses the latest technology to protect our environment while increasing operational efficiencies. This is especially true as it relates to the widespread utilization of reuse and recycling technologies that our members have pioneered and continue to refine. Whatever the source of radiation, Dufala and Stoltz say it is critical to find it and stop it from getting into the water. Critical not just
late for that.
Greene County.
That stuff coming out of there is eventually going to get in your drinking water in Pittsburgh. Eventually it's going to get there.
Yep.
And radium does not go away quickly. The half-life for radium-226 is 1,600 years. Meaning even then it will still be half as potent as it is today. And DEP hopes to have the results of its latest round of testing by sometime in September.
All right, so you've officially raised that alarm. We're all like, so what happens if you drink water that has radium in it?
Well, it's not good. Studies have shown that people exposed to high levels of radium for extended periods of time have a wide variety of diseases ranging from anemia and cataracts to bone, liver, and breast cancer. So not good stuff.
All right, we have to get this conversation started, and you just did.
That's right.
Paul, thank you.
Whew. Who would have thought that fracking would have caused some bad things, Matt?
No evidence. No evidence of radioactive material being put into the water, except for the radioactive material in the water. The 60 times more than the safe amount of radium-237 or whatever it was. 328 picocuries, Dave. 328.
328 per liter.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, though, that's fucking nuts.
Got to put that alarm on.
Yeah. Wee woo, wee woo.
Dude, first of all, aside from the fact that, like, what the fuck? We're drinking radium. Okay.
I don't drink tap water.
We're not far from right, but you're drinking like beverages that were bottled here in this area in some cases, right?
This was bottled in Illinois.
Okay. As long as it's not Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
It's probably not any better. But dude, like you're used to like, okay, maybe there's some, chemical cleaner or something in there.
Yeah.
Fucking radioactive material.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. I kind of figured they were going to say it's from fracking because...
Where else?
Exactly.
There's literally nothing else happening in Greene County.
Yeah.
There is nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the least populated counties in the state. I'm pretty sure.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I know I've got some cousins from Greene County. I grew up nearby Greene County, as you did. It is the very bottom leftist corner of Pennsylvania, and it is as close to being in West Virginia
as you can possibly
be for the most part.
Yeah.
Now, there's not a whole lot going on down there except for a whole lot of empty land and some fracking.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of jobs down there
for that
filled by people from Texas who they bus in.
Yeah.
Right.
Or just people in the area too. I know people who like went into the
but a lot of those jobs
world.
they don't want to hire people and train them.
No.
They bring in dudes from other places.
Yeah.
And which is why the hotel and housing industry has been booming because they're bringing fucking people in. So that's beside the point. All of that debatably shitty on one hand, but radiation in the drinking
water. Yeah, that's
no debate.
And a lot of people knew that was going to happen. Like when fracking became popular around this area, that was one complaint.
You mean specifically with radiation?
Yeah, they knew.
I never heard that.
No, like
you just mean contaminating the drinking
water. I didn't know it was going to be radioactive or whatever.
Because
but
that's
everyone
the thing.
knew
Fracking,
that was going to
they're
happen.
Like pumping millions of gallons of fluid into the earth to like break. That's why it's called fracturing the.
Yeah,
I think that's why. But they so there's like deposits of natural gas under the earth, and they fill up these like I don't know. They fill up these cavities or whatever with like tons of fluid to like crack it and let the oil, or not oil, it's gas. And natural gas to come up so they can harvest it.
Yeah.
And and then they use like all kinds of different ways to get rid of the fluid that they use.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, it's not just pure Aquafina drinking water that they're that they're doing this with.
No.
They got all kinds of chemicals and crap in it.
Yeah.
And apparently, I mean, I don't know. I never, like I said, I never heard of radium or radioactive material. Well, like, it just sounds like, why would you use that in this process? Like,
that's a first that I've been hearing about it.
Who knows? There's a chance it's not due to fracking. There could be something else going on, but like, trust me, there's nothing else out there.
There's nothing else going on out that area besides fracking.
There used to be coal mines nearby, but they're all shut down.
Yeah, if you want to work in a coal mine, I'm pretty sure you got to go to like West Virginia and stuff. Like, that's the only place near here that I'm pretty sure still has coal mines. So, yeah. And this pisses me off, in all honesty, because the fucking fracking industry just makes me mad in the first place. Right. Because the fucking, like, mostly it's the people that work in that industry.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
Like, people who get,
go ahead, get into that, because it's the looking down on you attitude.
Yeah.
Like, they're the only ones that have a job. Go ahead, talk about that, because you work a blue-collar job right now.
Yeah, no, I work a blue-collar job. It's in a steel mill, though. It's not as fucking safe, but I mean, it's a little bit safer than fucking fracking and stuff. But what pisses me off, I may work in a steel mill, but it's my fucking job. I have no passion for this. Like, I'm not like fucking researching steel mills all the time and like making this a 24-hour. Like,
wait,
I have no passion.
Do people do that?
Bro, certainly
fuck yeah, steel mill.
But like, you know what I mean? Like being mechanic.
You just repaying the bills.
It's a job, dude. Like, I have no interest in this. But people who work in like fracking, yeah. But people who work in like the fracking industry and everything make it seem like that's their life.
The typical, well, because they do work like 150 hours a fucking week.
Yeah, but bro, you didn't get into the fracking industry because that was your passion and that's what you want to do. You got it because they pay fucking $35 an hour and your ass has nothing better to do but to go to fucking work because you're a loser anyway. So
I have a feeling you have like a few specific individuals in mind.
No, I honestly don't. I really don't. I just see a lot of fucking people like that work in that fucking industry.
But the problem is some of them have a shitty attitude and they look down on other people with other kinds of jobs. Like they're the only ones that work a day in their life or whatever.
And really, if you look at the fracking and gas well industry and shit, you're not working all the fucking time, bro. You might be out in that pad for 16 hours a day, but you probably have a good 4-hour break in that whole day. Like, you might not be home, but that's your own fucking choice. I don't have any sympathy for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if I lost my job, I might have to go into a field like that and everything just because, you know, it's what's around and shit like that.
Right.
But I'm going to fucking hate every minute of it.
Right.
And probably, like, have to contemplate not killing myself every fucking week.
Right.
It's not happy. It's not a good fucking job.
You know, an old roommate of mine who had more wisdom than perhaps he realizes. In fact, his name was Brain. Imagine that. He said to me once, and this is something that I always remember because I think he was right on. He said that some people live to work and some people work to live.
Yeah. No, that's actually,
Right?
I like that.
The people you know, think about the people you work with. Some people, if it wasn't for having to show up at work and the money they make from work and the people they talk to at work, what are they?
Yeah.
A fucking empty vessel, right?
Yeah.
They live to just work. They have nothing else keeping them going. Then you have other people like you who are just like, dude, like I got to pay the bills fucking somehow.
Right.
And I have interests and passions.
Like, I've actually asked my work to cut my hours before because I don't want to work all the fucking time.
Right.
Like,
and that's me. I've taken extreme measures to free up the majority of my time and somehow still pay the bills. I used to work. Like, I wasn't in an industry like that.
Yeah.
I was in like distribution, logistics, doing like analytics and stuff in a warehouse and shit, different jobs and that sort of thing, you know, in an office and stuff. Mm-hmm. But like I still worked weird shifts because those places never close.
Yeah.
They run 24/7.
Same with steel mills.
They're always open.
Yeah.
And so you just gotta go.
Yeah.
You know? I wasn't union. I was like company man. You
Okay.
know? They are union shops. A lot of these warehouses.
Yeah.
and
See,
stuff.
I'm union, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fine. But so I took great lengths to get myself out of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I am spending not obviously I at the risk of sounding like a spoiled first world prick. Like, I'm aware that not everyone is going to have the ability to like do that, you know, like you kind of got to have some room to maneuver,
right?
You know, I did go to college and stuff before this, but like I'm lucky enough that I was able to like leave that job and still, you know, because I do like, I'm able to do music, you know, there's money to be made there.
Right.
Not a lot. But yeah, my point being, I don't live to go make a paycheck. I make a paycheck so that I can have a place to fucking sleep and food to eat.
Right.
So that I can do the things I want to do.
I'm the same exact fucking way.
All right.
Because I work around 44 hours a week. That's usually like what I max out at. It was 48, but I told him to cut me back 2 days to 10 hours. I worked 4 12-hour shifts back then. But dude, when you work a 12-hour fucking shift,
fucked, yeah.
It's terrible.
Right.
Like you were
whole
just
day's
mentally
ruined
fucking
and the next
drained.
day.
Yeah. Like literally, like, okay, you go to work you wake up at 5 a.m. Like I wake up at 5 a.m. to get to work by 6 a.m. And then I'm there all day until 6 p.m. Get home at around 6:30. By the time I'm sitting down relaxed, it might be 7:30 or so because I still got to cook dinner and shit. Mm-hmm. So working all the time is not good. Like, I don't care what anyone fucking said. It's not good for you. It's not good for your fucking health. It's not good for your mental health.
Of course, obviously, we understand most people aren't. Some people choose it.
Yeah.
But people, like, if they didn't have to work all the time, they wouldn't.
No.
Right? But there are those people who just, like, fucking yeah. Like,
that's how my dad is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand it. Like, I'm like me and him and that sort of, like, our work ethic is just completely opposite because he works like so much fucking
But you're not
time.
lazy. When you say
I'm
work
not.
ethic, like
I'm
when you're
not.
at work, you're working and you do a good job and you show up on time and you do what you got to do. It's not a question of being lazy.
And another thing just let me say this and we could be done. Another thing that pisses me off too, people who show up to work like an hour early.
Yeah.
Dude,
I know that, yeah.
I show up to work literally, I clock in 2 minutes before my shift starts. I don't work for fucking free.
Right.
And my bosses have like yelled at me about that.
No,
and I'm just straight up just like, you can't do anything about it. I'm gonna keep doing it. I literally like just to amuse them, I'm just like, okay. And I do the same thing every fucking day because I don't give a fuck. I'm not working for free. I'm not giving any of my fucking free time to you guys because you guys get enough of my time already.
Exactly.
That's how it is. I'm not a fucking idiot showing up to work an hour before just so like I'm there and I'm ready to go. No,
dude,
I'm not
I know
a company.
that guy working in the warehouse and stuff. Like, there's those fucking guys that are there like drinking coffee and stuff. Like, like because it's like their identity. It's like their whole social time. It's like, bro, like this is not like. I feel bad for them.
Yeah,
if
no,
that's
I
all
do
you
too.
have. Like,
I say the same exact thing because
there's a lot of people like that.
Because I don't want to come to work and socialize with half the fucking people I work with anyway.
No,
like I don't.
It's like
I see you people
and
fucking
SpongeBob.
enough.
Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, like I see you people enough. I don't want to converse with you when I don't have to. Like some of you are cool and I would do that, but that's
do you have any Darcsiders at your work?
No.
No,
I really don't tell people about my personal life whatsoever. Okay. Like I'll say like a few people like I tell like I do a podcast and stuff, but other than that, like I don't give a fuck about your people. I don't want to have a conversation with you people. Just let me go the fuck home. Like
for sure, dude. We're on the same page as we often are.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So fucking radiation. We're all gonna grow a third arm. And
thanks, fracking.
That's the verdict.
Defend that one on Facebook next time, you fucking idiots.
Yeah. And enjoy your radiation drinking water.
Yeah, enjoy fucking up your family when you're working for your family at the same time.
Hey,
good for
getting
you.
Personal there. All right, so we've got a couple other big stories today.
Yeah.
Go ahead and let it rip with the dog thing.
All right. This one, I couldn't believe this when I fucking saw it on Twitter
today. Couldn't have written this. Go ahead.
Like, a woman just married her dog on live TV. Let that sentence sit in let that set in for a second. A woman married a fucking dog on live TV.
Did they have a ceremony like with a cleric and everything?
Yeah.
Oh,
look at this shit.
Oh shit.
It's like just a gift. There's no audio or anything, but like
the dog has a fucking top hat on. It's so cute.
Yeah.
He looks like he's smiling.
Yeah, he's happy definitely. He's a good doggo, but like
this is on TV.
Yeah, let me just read
For better or woof, I now pronounce you hound and wife.
Well, women say all men are dogs.
All right, here's what this says. I don't know if we don't have a whole lot of background information on this.
Yeah, I want you to read like the...
Okay. A woman just married her dog, quote unquote, live on TV. British daytime TV show This Morning featured a live, quote unquote, marriage between a woman who was sick of getting her heart broken by men and her dog, Logan. It was officiated by a former Big Brother contestant. Soundtrack by an X Factor finalist and featured a Love Island winner as best man, obviously. Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, okay, question. Is that a legal ceremony? You
I don't
cannot
know.
marry a fucking animal.
I'm pretty sure you can't. But I mean, hey,
is she fucking the dog?
I hope not. That's another big thing that I was wondering too. But hey, the UK just got a half retarded prime minister, so this is what happens when that happens.
Dude, it's like that right there is a representation of just what's happening right now.
Yeah.
You've got a bunch of reality TV shows officiating and attending a wedding where some crazy lady marries a dog in a top hat.
Yeah. That one threw me off.
Yikes.
I did not understand that whatsoever. Like I saw
the lady
that
looked like she's like 55 too, by the way.
Yeah, she looked like she's been around the block
Some
a few
mileage,
times.
yeah.
Yeah, she's probably had her heart broken.
Botox and shit, I don't know.
Yeah, literally shit.
Like some
yeah.
lifting type of stuff.
Whoa. Can't be doing this, man.
It's a plastic surgery thing. Yeah. Little
Let's
facelift
clarify
action.
that is not making fun of Asian descent.
No, definitely not.
This
has nothing to do with Asian people.
We don't want to get meme paged.
Right. Don't zuck. That's the beauty of podcasts. You can't fucking zuck us. Although Apple probably could.
Nah, because there's worse podcasts than us. Have you ever listened to the Legion of Skanks?
No, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, listen to them and you'll hear some shit. Like I respect them for what they do, but they say some fucking far out
like racist shit.
Sometimes, yeah, but I mean, like,
I don't want to be saying racist shit.
It's not like they do like more like they're not like flat out being racist, but they say like racist jokes and stuff like that. Like they're just like they're more or like supporting like non-censorship, basically. They're not for censorship.
Podcast, I love the fucking format.
Yeah.
That is, it's always been fascinating to me. I never really listened to that many before I started making one, and I still don't. I just don't have time. But like, it's like the new frontier.
Yeah.
Right? It's Instagram, obviously. Like, you can't fucking... We talked about on the last episode, the meme page purge. You can't fucking... Like, you can't do what you want to do. You can't... You know, in comedy... Like, here's the... Comedians really suffer, and people that are in that industry,
it sucks
because it's
anymore.
like, dude, you can't even like. Their whole entire craft is like in danger.
Yeah,
because if they say the thing that pisses off the wrong person, and enough fucking shitpost articles and fake news pages like pick it up and make outrage articles about it, then you're fucked.
Yeah, dude, it's like
and you're in a position where like. You either get dumped by a lot of your money-making avenues, sponsors and advertising and whatnot, or platforms that are worried about their image. You either do that, or you have to fucking apologize for saying something.
Right.
Which is like, if you ask me, I mean, that's fucking, like, if you got to do what you got to do. But like, if you're a comedian and you're forced to apologize for fucking material that you made.
See, that's why,
unless it was like, seriously, like, if you're being forced into that corner, like, that's absurd.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Like, that's why I say it's so hard to be a comedian anymore, because you have to like, it's like walking on eggshells. Like you would just have to, but there's some comedians who I completely respect and just literally don't give a fuck about that. Like they don't give a fuck if they offend you. Like it is what it is. They have their own platform. They're not worried about it. Like they do what they want to do.
It's like Joe Rogan because he's not on Spotify, I don't think. And he's just like, the battery's charged. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. But he doesn't. I don't think he's on Spotify. I heard him talking about it with Steven Tyler on his show. And Steven Tyler was actually kind of funny, but he was he was talking about he's like, just say like, Spotify wanted some ridiculous terms like that. Joe Rogan was like, why would I do it?
Right.
And Steven Tyler was like, well, that's when you just say, well, how about I'm bigger than you, motherfucker?
No,
like, and he is.
And
he's got his own
definitely
fucking platform.
Is.
You know, now he is like his stuff that he does on. Now a lot of people, I know a lot of people that just are exposed to Joe Rogan's show like through YouTube, instead of actually like listening to the podcast. So like if your stuff on YouTube is subject to like, it's like our stuff, like it's, you can't, like you got to stick to YouTube's shit because they'll just like whack your video. You know?
And even he gets shit from YouTube sometimes because they have shut him down for showing like videos, and like when Jamie pulls up a video,
you got to blur it out.
Yeah, like
not
they can't
play the
show
audio.
it anymore.
Like the fucking OJ rap. Like remember the episode when we did the OJ rap?
Yeah,
I had to. So on the podcast, on the audio version of this podcast, you can hear the song and we just, you could hear our whole reaction. But on the video on YouTube, I had to fucking just blur that all out because you can't do it. They'll take the video down.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, there's that.
Yeah.
Lady marries a dog. Joe Rogan's in trouble with YouTube and doesn't want to do Spotify.
I don't blame him though. Dude. He can like fucking make his own streaming
Right.
service.
You could literally just
totally
make your
fine.
own website and yeah.
Like his podcast,
Right.
like literally, if you look on the top rated podcast, like all the time on Apple, top 10, he has at least 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Like in the top 10 all the time. So,
Right.
I mean,
he puts out a crushing amount of content. He
Yeah.
gets all the best because he's got such a big platform. He can attract all the A-list fucking.
oh yeah, dude.
You know, he gets all your favorite musicians, actors, fucking.
And he
comedians.
gets people that I like that don't like. He gets people that a lot of people don't like being on there. Like when he had Milo Yiannopoulos on there,
He
so
did.
a lot of people
He
didn't
had
like
fucking
that.
Alex Jones multiple
Yeah.
times, much like us. We've talked to Alex.
Yeah,
Jones.
we've had him on. He's a
Yeah.
good guy.
Go back to our Alex Jones send us a warning episode.
We haven't heard from
about
him
the
in a
furry.
while.
No, we haven't.
We need to get him on the phone.
Rumor has it that he's working a 9 to 5 right now, and since we record at 1 p.m. on a weekday.
Fucker.
I know, right? Anyway, that
What's your day
goddamn
job?
that fucking Sandy Hook conspiracy shit's really made it rough times over there in the Jones household. But
Yeah.
all right. So we got one more story here.
Florida story.
This is a fucking mandatory Darcside News Florida story. There are so many. All you got to do is Google Florida crime news to improve your day.
Literally,
we did that today.
it took me 5 minutes.
Allow us to improve less than 5 minutes.
It took me a minute to find that. I literally typed in
It's
Florida.
like one of the first 5 things
on
that pops
Twitter.
up. And it's
Like-
current. There's always some shit going on. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. Let it rip.
All right. Woman allegedly bites off her boyfriend's thumb in front of children.
Their children?
I don't know.
Just children. Just
it's just like
Florida children.
Yeah, just
they're like feral
basically
meth kids
children.
running around in the fucking streets.
this sentence. As you may have guessed, this alleged encounter didn't end with a bite, as Cassiano is also accused of hitting the man, who has been identified as her boyfriend, a number of times with open and closed fist. She also reportedly kicked him in the gut. The children witnesses said that they saw the act and also witnessed a piece of the formerly intact thumb on the ground while they pointed out to the police when they arrived.
Formerly intact.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't know that his thumb was at one time on his hand.
Yeah. Okay, and deputies say that Cassiano, which is the woman who did it, and her boyfriend had one child in common, and that they also lived together. An additional, though unspecific, amount of children who witnessed the domestic dispute are believed to be from a previous relationship.
So she bites his thumb off in front of those kids.
Yeah, it doesn't really say why either.
Florida.
Guess they were just getting in a fight.
They don't even bother to
They're
tell you what
getting
was
rowdy.
happening. Yeah. Maybe he fucking smoked the last of the fucking crystal or something.
That could be. That's a Florida thing.
Yeah.
That's
A lot
definitely
of
a
meth
Florida
down
thing.
there. Dude,
And that story comes from Complex.
so many fucking good stories come out of that state. I just like to take a moment to thank Florida for your contribution to our show.
Yeah. You're a place I never want to go to, but you
I
make some
go
great
quite
content.
often actually. I mean, not like I didn't go this year, but most years at least once I make a trip down to Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the country's asshole.
No, it's penis. It's America's penis.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
But dude, it's just I got friends that live down there, and Florida is a fucking nightmare in the summertime. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 100 degrees and 150% humidity.
Yeah.
It just feels like Satan's asshole.
Disney World's there.
Yeah, Disney World's there. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said who was it that said maybe actually I think it was on our show. But fuck, was it Tyler that said Florida's the attraction and like Disney World is just the state, and Florida like
I think so. That actually,
you go and stay at Disney World so that you can visit Florida, the rest of Florida.
That's true though.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, you can't go too long if you're on your phone or on the internet without seeing some story about like a fucking alligator like raping an old lady.
Yeah.
Or like a meth monkey guy in a tree like hanging upside down naked with no pants on.
Fuck, that could be anywhere. That could be in Oklahoma.
That's a Florida. Well, Oklahoma too, I guess. It's like meth basin. But
They
like,
have a big meth problem there.
Yeah. But so yeah, dude. Lady biting a thumb off is just another day in the office. That's actually kind of like a middle of the road sort of Florida story.
Yeah.
Because it's got like a really here's what I consider a really great like Florida man or Florida crime story. Because that's Florida woman, right?
Yeah, Florida woman.
You also have Florida boy.
Yeah.
Remember Florida boy?
Yeah.
The kid that got stuck in a fucking cooler.
Yeah.
But okay, so you got to have, so it's got almost all the elements. All right. you've got some inexplicable, ridiculously outrageous thing happen, right? Exhibit A, the thumb being bitten off. So then you've got the secondary, like, agitating element to, like, multiply the Floridness. So
Yeah.
the spitting out the thumb in front of their kids or whatever. But, like, if it's a real top tier fucking Florida story, then, like, you'll have something extra.
Yeah. Like the kid made a necklace out of it and the police found it that way.
Yeah, that, or like, and then there was a shooting, the police came, or like there also was an alligator, or like a meth lab exploding in the background. Like, it's got to be like a 3 thing. Like, you remember the what was the one with the guy running around naked in the parking lot of like Publix or something? It was from a few weeks ago. It was a Florida story that we did.
Ran around naked.
It was some guy who got arrested running around naked, okay, for like and the best part was like, so the second factor that I love is that they said there was no explanation or reasoning between what he was doing or why he was naked at all. So that's like how you know it's pure Florida meth madness.
Yeah.
Then the third thing was that there was a shooting. There were shots fired on the scene and no one was injured by the shots. But then so that right there is a top tier Florida story. But then there was a 4th element that made this just gold. The shots fired were by the police.
Oh, God.
It's like, what the
How does it
fuck?
get better than that?
A 4-layer Florida story. That is just...
Yeah.
Nothing makes me happier than a 4-layer Florida story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
4-layer Florida.
Yeah. It's quadruple. The quad.
The quad.
Yeah. It's better than Triple Crown. Quadruple meth pipe. But, all right.
Jesus.
So that's going to wrap it up,
Florida.
I think, this week for the Darcside News.
Yeah.
Episode.
I have nothing to say after that one.
Now, what else can you say?
Yeah. Florida.
The quadruple Florida.
The quad floor.
Yeah. Ep 32. Darcside Podcast.
32.
We're on a
Damn.
fucking roll.
Yeah.
Dude. 32 in a row.
That's crazy. I haven't missed a week yet.
Nope.
No
Not
sick
going
days.
to either.
No off days.
No fucking off days. Get this bread. Secure the bag.
Eat that wheat, son.
Gain this grain. Looten this gluten.
Wow.
Did I just make that up?
Did you just think of that? I've never heard of that before.
I haven't either, I don't think.
Looten this gluten.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you win. You win with that one.
Thank you. I'll take the W for the week.
I don't have a trophy here. But,
all right. On Instagram, if we haven't been yeeted off the platform yet in the purge, at Darcside Podcast. I don't think so. We're fine.
We're fine.
At Darcside Podcast. Also on Twitter, at Darcside Podcast.
Facebook,
but kind of fuck Facebook a little bit.
Yeah. Fuck face.
Get on our YouTube. If you are...
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
If you are a Darksider who listens to the podcast on a regular basis, there's a lot for you on our YouTube. For the last couple of months, we have been recording every episode on video, and most of the time it's the same as what you hear on audio, except you can see it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is slightly different material based on the platform. And sometimes things are not in the audio version because it requires you to see it. We try not to do that because it's a fucking podcast.
Right.
But in any case, if you like listening to us and you aren't on our YouTube, you should really check it out. You can see our fucking ugly mugs.
Yeah. Follow my cam page at at onlyfans.com/
Yikes. Premium Snapchat.
Yeah. 35 for the year, 50 for life.
Wow, dude. That's rough times.
I've seen people that are lower than that.
Me too. I seen one girl with $20 for a lifetime membership to her premium Snapchat.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
wow. I see 25 for like 3 months.
Dude, that's
like, how do you make money that? Like, you can't be making that much money.
Just making a quick couple grand real quick just to go get fucked up, probably. That's what I imagine.
It's not worth it, man. I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know.
All right, man. I think that's it.
Yep.
Dave Viano, Matt Elias. Later.